would just keep on going on.
Look at the lines on it.
Look inside. A precise analysis, a real...
Whether woven in the tapestry of nature or crafted by the delicate hands of ancient craftsmen, ancient Egypt is filled with marvels that keep fascinating us thousands of years after the ancient civilization has gone into extinction. Like a gift that keeps on giving, this mysterious landscape has been a rewarding playground for archaeologists and historians for many years. Just when you think we've found everything there is to discover, Egypt springs up another surprise. Recent strides in archaeological technology have exposed us to endless possibilities and revealed discoveries that were shrouded in ambiguity for decades. These discoveries surprise, amaze, and sometimes confound us. Join us on this cryptic journey to one of the most mysterious lands in the entire world as we explore 20 surprising discoveries made in Egypt in recent times. Number 20. Secret pathway to Cleopatra's tomb. Like finding a needle in a haystack, archaeologists have explored every corner of Egypt in the search for the burial site of one of the most famous faces in history, Cleopatra VII. This enigmatic symbol of feminine prowess is considered the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic dynasty, having governed over the affairs of ancient Egypt from 51 to 30 BC. Cleopatra VII remains one of the most mystifying figures to ever arise out of ancient Egypt. Amazingly, this was not because of her exceptional leadership abilities, but the circumstances surrounding her death and burial, which is completely shrouded in mystery. For many years, archaeologists have longed for the answer to the age-long question, where is Cleopatra's tomb? But there's a silver lining in this story. In 2022, archaeologist Kathleen Martinez of the University of San Domingo, Dominican Republic, made a shocking discovery that could solve this mystery once and for all. While exploring the ruins of the Temple of Topos Iris Magna in Alexandria, the archaeologist discovered a secret hidden tunnel, previously unknown to researchers. Many have described this secret tunnel as the passageway to Cleopatra's tomb. The 4,300-foot-long tunnel is situated about 40 feet below the ground and stands at about 6.5 foot tall. According to Egypt's Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities, several artifacts discovered at the site had the image and names of Cleopatra and Alexander the Great inscribed on them, as well as a couple of statues depicting the goddess Isis. Could this be a pathway to the secret location where the remains of Cleopatra were laid to rest? Egyptologists are excited at the prospects of such a discovery. They believe that such a discovery could be of equal proportion to the discovery of the tomb of King Tutankhamun in 1992. To further deepen this mystery, a huge part of this secret tunnel is submerged underwater, hindering the exploration of the site. Many researchers blame the many earthquakes that ravaged the region between 320 BC and 1303 BC for this flooding. However, it is worthy of note that ancient Egyptians often used booby traps as a way of dissuading grave robbers from plundering the tombs of very important pharaohs. Could this flooding be as a result of the activation of one of such booby traps? What are the secret treasures hidden in this unexplorable compartment? For now, we have no answers. However, archaeologists believe that the findings enveloped within these secret walls could alter our understanding of ancient Egypt forever. Number 19. Mysterious chamber in the Great Pyramid. Just when archaeologists thought they had discovered everything there was to know about the Great Pyramid of Giza, the mysterious structure sprang a surprise. Since its discovery in the 1830s, archaeologists have been scouring this ancient structure for relics and artifacts that will help deepen our understanding of the ancient Egyptian culture. Recent strides in technology have helped us unveil a hidden chamber in the pyramid that has evaded researchers for years. This revolutionary scan technology requires no alteration to the structure in order to access its content, thereby protecting the architectural masterpiece from unnecessary damage. Using this non-invasive technology, researchers have discovered a secret 30-foot corridor in the ancient structure. This fascinating discovery was made in 2023 by an international team of researchers from France, Japan, and Egypt. Architects proposed that the secret corridor, now referred to as the Big Void, was designed in order to distribute the weight of the pyramid, and prevent it from collapsing. However, many speculate that this secret compartment could hold sensitive secrets and answers to many unsolved mysteries about the ancient civilization. No one has been able to step into this secret corridor, which is hidden behind a sealed wall for thousands of years. However, the scan imagery revealed the structure of the interior. The roof was chevron-shaped, and the walls remained unfinished. According to Egyptologists, the unfinished wall was a clear indication that the contents of this secret corridor were never meant to be seen. What do you think lies within this secret chamber? We hope to find out very soon. Number 18. King Tutankhamun's Trumpets. Journey with us to the tomb of one of the most enigmatic pharaohs to ever emerge from ancient Egypt. Tutankhamun's burial site remains one of the most mysterious tombs in Egypt, and its discovery ignited a movement that turned everyone's attention to Egypt. Of the many treasures and artifacts discovered at this site, two strange trumpets stand out, one made of silver and the other of bronze. But these were no musical instruments. These trumpets were instruments of war. The trumpets are believed to have been used by the young pharaoh to call his soldiers to war. According to legend, whenever anyone blows into the trumpet, a war occurs. Archaeologists believe that these trumpets are not just the oldest surviving trumpets from ancient Egypt, but the oldest in the entire world. Although the trumpets could only successfully play 3 notes, historians believe that it was able to serve the purpose for which it was made, and that was enough for the king. Number 17, the mummy with the golden tongue. Of the several wonders that existed in ancient Egypt, this one amazed scientists even more. In 2021, archaeologists exploring the Tapos Iris Magna, an ancient Egyptian site, unearthed a strange mummy. The remains were dated to be over 2,000 years old. However, this was not the most fascinating thing about the discovery. In the mouth of the mummy, archaeologists found a golden tongue, an unusual practice in ancient Egypt. Historians believe this golden tongue would aid the passage of the deceased into the afterlife. According to Egyptian religious beliefs, by wearing this golden tongue, the deceased is able to talk to Osiris, the Egyptian god of the underworld, thereby gaining access to the afterlife. This discovery exemplifies the extent to which ancient Egyptians believed in life after here and reveals some previously unknown ritual practices. Number 16. Golden mummies. From mummies with tongues of gold to mummies covered in actual gold from head to toe, how crazy is this list going to get? In January 2023, archaeologists discovered a mummy at the bottom of a 49-foot shaft near the Step Pyramid at Saqqara. The mummy, said to be the remains of a man known as Hekashepes, was covered in layers upon layer of gold leaves and sealed in a limestone sarcophagus. The remains were dated to over 4,300 years and were found in near pristine condition. This perfectly preserved mummy has been deemed the most complete mummy found in Egypt to date. Hekashepes was, however, not of royal blood, but historians believe he was a wealthy man, and the special burial form was a display of his affluence during his life. By covering the body with gold, Egyptians believed that Hekashepes' ascension into the afterlife would be hitch-free, since gold was regarded as the color of the gods. The gold covering also guaranteed him a life of luxury in the world beyond, according to Egyptian mythology. Number 15, the lost golden city of Luxor. There is a tale in ancient Egypt of a contentious Egyptian king from days yore who abandoned his name, religion, and his capital in Thebes. This visionary king built a city which he named after himself, Akhenaten. Together with his wife Nefertiti, they bowed in worship of the sun, ceasing from the paganism that pervaded the kingdom before his ascension to the throne. Unfortunately, following the death of Pharaoh Akhenaten, his legacy died with him. Tutankhamun, his young son who became pharaoh after him, did not follow in the footsteps of his father. But why did Akhenaten abandon Thebes, which had been the ancient capital of the kingdom for over 150 years? Archaeologists believe the answer lies in an industrial metropolis situated within Thebes, which Akhenaten had inherited from his father, Amenhotep III. Now known as the lost golden city of Luxor, This metropolis was discovered in September 2022 and has been likened to Pompeii, an ancient mythical Italian city. At the site, archaeologists discovered zigzagging mud brick walls stretching up to 9 feet high and huge piles of ancient artifacts from the times of Amenhotep III. They also found several everyday items and buildings common to a city of such proportion. Bakeries, kitchens, items used in the production of metal and glass, administrative buildings, and a cemetery filled with tombs cut out of rocks. Number 14. Pit of Hands. Weird and wonderful were the ways of these ancient Egyptians, or how else would you explain this gruesome scene discovered by archaeologists in 2011? During the excavation of the courtyard of the Hyksos Palace at Avaris Tel El Daba in northeastern Egypt, archaeologists discovered 3 separate pits filled with severed human hands. Tombs and temples discovered in ancient Egypt have often been found bearing inscriptions depicting mutilated or amputated hands as part of a strange, gruesome ritual. However, this was the first time researchers were coming face to face with actual amputated hands. The hands, totaling 12 in number, were dated to the 15th dynasty, which was between 1640 BC and 1530 BC. According to the German and Austrian team who made the findings, the hands belonged to 12 adults, which included 11 males and 2 females. Egyptologists believe such strange mutilation practices were part of a trophy-taking practice, common during the reign of the Egyptian Hyksos king Ahmose, owing to the fact that these piles of hands were discovered at his temple in Abydos. The hands were likely cut off from his enemies and buried in full view of the palace in order to serve as a war souvenir and a deterrent to anyone planning to rebel against the king. Number 13. Mummified Falcons. Up next, we dive into a discovery so strange, it underscores everything we've ever believed about ancient Egypt. No one had to see this. What they discovered in Egypt shocked the whole world. In 2019, archaeologists unearthed mummified remains of 15 falcons. The strangest part, however, was that many of these falcons were headless, and they were all buried around a pedestal. This bizarre site was discovered by Spanish and Polish archaeologists during an excavation at Berenike, an ancient abandoned Red Sea port city bordering the eastern desert of Egypt. Researchers have dated this strange burial site to about the 4th to 6th century AD. Archaeologists had made previous discoveries indicating the worship of falcons in ancient times and have unearthed a couple of individual mummified falcons. However, this was the first time in history that they would find a group of falcons buried together inside a temple. Along with this intriguing find, archaeologists from the Polish Center of Mediterranean Archaeology have also unearthed a collection of unhatched falcon eggs. As if this discovery wasn't mysterious enough, a stele was found at the site with an unusual inscription that read, "It is improper to boil a head in here." Now, you would agree with me that such a find is enough to make even the most seasoned Egyptologists shudder. Archaeologists have been working round the clock to demystify the cloak of mystery surrounding this ancient temple and the bizarre rituals practiced within these walls. Number 12. The Screaming Mummy. Keep your big boy pants on because we are about to enter the realm of absolutely mystifying discoveries. Merit Amun, a mysterious mummy, was discovered in 1881 at Deir el-Bahari, a tomb complex located on the opposite side of the Nile from the ancient city of Luxor. This female mummy has been dubbed the Screaming Mummy, owing to the fact that her remains was strangely mummified with the mouth open in a silent scream at the time of her death. For many years, archaeologists wonder what sort of violent death could have caused Merit Amun to contort her face in such an agonizing way in her last moments. The answer came in 2020, when a computed tomography or CT scan revealed that the woman had likely died of a massive heart attack and was not found for several hours. This resulted in the permanent distortion of her face, as rigor mortis had set in, freezing her jaw in such a terrifying state forever. Although the wrappings on the mummy bore an inscription that provided a clue to her name, no further information about Merit Amun has come to light, so we cannot tell if she was a member of the royal family or not. Number 11. Lifelike mummy portraits. What's more important than looking good even when you're dead? Ancient Egyptians have been known to place extreme value on their appearance. This desire to project an image of perfection and luxury reflects in the artistic representations that immortalizes them after their demise. While excavating at the pyramid located at Hawara near the Al-Fayoum oasis in Egypt, archaeologists uncovered a portrait buried alongside a mummified body. The portrait featured a beautifully drawn image of a girl's head, her smile radiating as though she was still alive. This level of realism amazed the archaeologists, who marveled at the artistic excellence employed in creating such an impressive work of art. Back in ancient Egypt, during the Greco-Roman era, the use of these forms of artwork in burial sites and tombs was a common practice. These portraits were created to adorn the dead and featured an intense level of realism that would make even Leonardo da Vinci quake in his boots. Such practice became commonplace during the period when the Greek Ptolemy rule gave way to Rome. It reflects the rich blend that occurred between Egyptian, Roman, and Greek practices at the time. Number 10. The Temple of Zeus. If you thought Zeus was only worshipped in Greece, you'd be very wrong. According to archaeological findings, the acclaimed Greek king of the gods transcended borders from the faraway lands of ancient Greek to secure a temple dedicated to his worship in Egypt. This does not come as a surprise, however, as Egyptians are known to be extremely religious, often adopting foreign religions that seem appealing to them. In 2022, the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities announced their recent discovery of the ruins of a temple dedicated to the worship of Zeus. The temple was located in the Tel El Farma archaeological site, located in northwestern Sinai. The site itself, also known by its ancient name Pelusium, was very prominent during the late Pharaonic period, and was also used during the Byzantine and Greco-Roman era, which was probably why the Temple of Zeus was located there. The temple was specifically dedicated to a fusion of the Greek god of the sky Zeus and Mount Kaisos in Syria. According to Hisham Hussein, the director of the archaeological excavation, inscriptions found in the area indicated that the temple had been renovated by Roman Emperor Hadrian, who ruled between 117 and 138 AD. Discoveries such as these form a part of the effort by the Egyptian Tourism Ministry to attract more tourists, following the devastation wrought by the recent epidemic on global tourism. Number 9. Lost Tomb of Osiris. Try not to get spooked by this one. In 2015, ancient Egypt blessed the world with another mysterious archaeological discovery. This eerie, blackened tomb is believed to belong to Osiris, the Egyptian god of gods. But if Osiris was a god, why does he have a burial site? Is there a mummified body in there? Well, not exactly. This tomb is not exactly a tomb per se. The unusual structure was built as a symbolic burial site, used for rituals aimed at connecting the immense power of Osiris, the god of the afterlife, with the pharaoh. Simply put, this was like a portal through which the pharaohs could access powers from the other side. Built during the 25th dynasty between 760 BC and 525 BC, the lost tomb of Osiris is located at the Al-Ghorna necropolis on the west bank of the Nile River, near Luxor. Several structures observed at the site include shafts, a chapel, burial chamber, carvings, a large hallway, and a statue of Osiris. Number 8. Labyrinth of Hawara. Follow us to another wonder of the ancient Egyptian civilization, the Labyrinth of Hawara. Built by Pharaoh Amenemhat III of the 12th dynasty, who reigned in Egypt around 1850 BC, this ancient site is located just 9 kilometers east of the oasis of Fayoum. The structure above the labyrinth is known as the Black Pyramid, built out of brick stones and coated with limestone, a construction pattern differing greatly from the other pyramids. When it was still standing, this marvelous structure was about 58 meters high, and each side of its base was around 100 meters long. Under this mysterious pyramid lies one of the most groundbreaking complexes in ancient Egypt, known as the Labyrinth of Hawara. This fascinating discovery came to light in 2008. Taking cue from the writings of the famous historian Herodotus, who spoke of an incredible megalithic structure that baffled him so much, the archaeologists scoured the area until they stumbled upon what remains of the labyrinth. According to Egyptologists, the complex structures of the labyrinth could hold the answers to many questions concerning the ancient Egyptian civilization and even empires that existed before history as we know it began. Number 7. The Book of the Dead. Ancient Egyptian text known as the Book of the Dead. This mysterious book contains a collection of mortuary texts made up of magical spells and formulas. According to Egyptian mythology, placing this book in tombs protected the deceased on their journey to the afterlife. Archaeologists believe the use of the book started around 1550 BC, around the beginning of the New Kingdom. This book is believed to have been compiled and re-edited during the 16th century BC. The collections included coffin texts dating back to 2000 BC, pyramid texts from 2400 BC, and other cryptic writings. Ancient Egyptian scribes often copied the texts on rolls of papyrus, filled with colorful illustrations, and sold them to individuals for burial purposes, as they are believed to both guide and protect the dead on their journey to the realm of Osiris. Although many copies of this book have been found in Egyptian tombs, none of these contain all the 200 known chapters of the book. Number 6. Queen Neath's tomb. On November 18, 2022, archaeologists stumbled upon a gold mine of archaeological discoveries, the likes of which have not been found in a very long time. During an excavation at the ancient necropolis of Saqqara near Cairo, they unearthed the tomb of Queen Neath, a queen of the New Kingdom, along with over 300 coffins and 100 mummified remains. Before this discovery, the existence of Queen Neath had been unknown to everyone. Archaeologists believe that a discovery of such magnitude has the power to rewrite the history of ancient Egypt as we know it. Researchers have also reported that the numerous coffins and mummies belong to several generals and advisors who served under the reign of King Tutankhamun, one of ancient Egypt's more enigmatic rulers. Zahi Hawass, an Egyptologist and Egypt's former Minister of Antiquities, believes that the burial site dates back to about 1570 BC and 1069 BC. Now, it's time for today's subscriber pick. Archaeologists have uncovered remains of what appears to be a previously unknown mythical creature spanning several feet tall. Bones and skulls sprawling this ancient burial site appear in semblance to human bones, but the enormous size of the remains makes it improbable that it belonged to a human. Many have speculated that this could be a mass grave, owing to the presence of several skulls and skeletons of several human body parts, but no scientific conclusions have been reached yet. What do you think this strange creature is? Let us know in the comments. Number 5. Whale fossils. This next one, for example, is so astounding it's almost unbelievable. Around 2008, Egyptian scientists revealed their latest finding, which sent everyone into a frenzy. While exploring the western desert of Egypt, they found a fossil belonging to a four-legged whale. This previously unknown species is said to have lived around 43 million years ago and is regarded as the ancestor of the modern-day whale. What is more unbelievable than a whale which can live on both land and water? According to Hesham Salam, the lead paleontologist of the team that discovered this interesting piece, this mysterious creature was semi-aquatic, often spending extended periods on land as much as in water. This mysterious species has been named Phyomycetus anubis, after the Egyptian god of death. Scientists claim that the whale belongs to the family of protocetids, a group of semi-aquatic whales which went extinct around 34 million years ago. Number 4. The ancient bust of Nefertiti. As a testament to the remarkable artistry of ancient Egyptian craftsmen, the statue of Nefertiti, also known as the bust of Nefertiti, stands unaltered even after hundreds of years. Completed in 1355 BC, this statue was made in the semblance of Nefertiti, queen of Akhenaten, one of the most memorable pharaohs to ever govern ancient Egypt. Nefertiti herself has long been considered one of the most celebrated women in history, and a symbol of feminine perfection in ancient Egypt. Historians believe that this artistic masterpiece was sculpted by Thutmose, an Egyptian sculptor. A team of German archaeologists uncovered this precious artistic gem during an expedition in 1912. Historians report that this enigmatic queen played a huge role in the leadership of Egypt during her husband's reign as pharaoh. Many even believe that she may have become a monarch in her own right after her husband's demise. Number 3. Mysterious sealed coffin. What happens when you open an ancient Egyptian coffin that has been sealed for over 2,500 years? Only one way to find out. In 2020, the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities announced one of the largest discoveries made in the ancient landscape, a treasure trove filled with 59 remarkably well-preserved wooden coffins, which have been buried in the earth for over 2,600 years. Archaeologists had unearthed these unusual findings in a well, situated in the sprawling necropolis of Saqqara. The 59 coffins were found stacked upon each other in 3 separate wells, measuring between 32 and 39 feet each. Egyptologists believe that these burial shafts were utilized as burial sites for priests, top government officials, and other elites from the 26th dynasty, dating from 664 BC to 525 BC. Opening one of the coffins for the first time in over 2,000 years, archaeologists were greeted by a perfectly preserved mummy wrapped in burial linens. These linens were found adorned with colored hieroglyphics pictorials. Reports indicated that the sarcophagus contained the remains of Jehuti Imhotep, the high priest of Jehuti, the Egyptian god of writing. Number 2. Childbirth tattoos. Tattoos were an essential part of ancient Egyptian culture. Not only were this body art a form of fashion adopted by both the male and female of the time, but they were also believed to have spiritual significance. According to ancient Egyptian beliefs, pregnant women often had protective tattoos etched on their lower backs. During an archaeological expedition at the New Kingdom site of Deir el-Medina, researchers Anne Austin and Marie-Lise Arnetre discovered tattoos of these kind on ancient flesh and figurines. These tattoos were often associated with the Bees, the Egyptian god responsible for the protection of women and children, particularly during childbirth. Human remains recovered from this expedition included that of a supposed middle-aged woman. On the well-preserved skin, you can easily spot an image that runs to the lower back. The image featured was a depiction of Bees and Bowl, which was related to the ritual purification practices observed during the weeks after childbirth. Number 1. Mummified crocodiles. What you're looking at are not living crocodiles moving stealthily through the mud. These mummified crocodiles have been preserved for over 2,500 years. As a testament to the ingenuity of ancient Egypt's mummification process, these crocodiles have been kept in near pristine conditions, even though they have been dead for thousands of years. This strange ritual is believed to have been made in honor of Sobek, the Egyptian god of fertility, which was represented by a crocodile. The remains of these crocodiles, about 10 of them, were unearthed from a tomb at Qubat al-Hawa, on the west bank of the River Nile. For thousands of years, the crocodile played a huge role in ancient Egyptian culture. Apart from being linked to a deity, crocodiles served as a food source, and some parts of the animal, like its fat, were used medically to treat body pains, stiffness, and even baldness. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.